we're gonna get you to give us 5 tips,
Yes.
5 modeling tips, and I think you have a lot. I think we can go for
I
probably,
think I'd probably
500, but we selected 5.
I think I probably have more than 5, yeah. But I didn't want to do my. I mean, last year at the end of the year we did our favourite products. And
Yes,
stuff.
that's right.
And I didn't really want to do that this time around. I wanted to just do little tips and products that you might not have thought of as being useful in your model making that just turn out to be super useful.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. So
Number one.
Number one. Now everyone's probably familiar with this guy, Tamiya panel line. Washes, accent colours, very good, enamel based. Sadly, they only come in 4 or 5 different colours. But I mean, this is just essentially a watered down enamel paint. So with the Wodan Pod, I actually did a very pale green panel line wash, and to make that, I just used some good old fashioned Tamiya enamel and X20 thinner, about a 50-50 ratio to start with. And if you've got a drawer full of these like I have, you now have panel line washes of any colour that you like. And the other great thing about that is that like if you look at all of your models and you start thinking, there's a pattern forming here, right? They all start to look the same a little bit. Then a good way to break it up is to mix your own panel line washes.
Very good idea.
And that's really simple. That's a really simple trick. And I'm a big fan of enamel panel line washes because if you mess it up, you can just
clean
get
it up.
cotton bud and
To go.
away you go.
Let's start again.
Yes.
Okay. Second tip.
Second tip. Look, I lied a little bit. I did mention this last year.
I think you did. That must
I
be your
did.
favourite.
And we're also getting Green Stuff World hopefully next week.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully so, yeah.
I love this stuff to death. The primary use that I use it for is there's 2. One is as a filler.
Right.
If normally you would use putty or something else like 2-part epoxy or whatever. But the problem with that is that it takes a long time to dry. With this, it dries in 10 to 30 seconds, and it behaves very much like a plastic when you sand it. So it's not like other thing. Like if you use a lacquer-based putty, it's softer than the plastic. If you're like me, and I also use super glue to do spot puttying, that's a lot harder and more brittle than the underlying plastic. This is the same as the plastic. So. And it's ready in 30 seconds to sand.
Right. Put it on.
And you're done. Yep, 30 seconds, you're good to go. Wow. And also really good for doing lenses. Like I used it for the lens
On this one.
on his eye.
I'll show this one actually.
And for instrument panels, if you want that.
Okay, so this lens here.
Yep, UV curing resin with clear red underneath it.
Look at that. I thought it was part of the kit actually.
Yeah.
So it's stretch build effectively.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's really good. So that's another one. This other one is not the most left field, but it's pretty damn left field. And that is my second favourite hobby shop, apart from Hearns Hobbies, of course, is Daiso. Now, if you don't know what Daiso is a Japanese $2 store, or $2.80, I think it is. But they have, so when you go in there, it's like a forest of crazy stuff that you don't know half of what it is because it's in Japanese and everything. But they have some fantastic products that I use all the time. One is just these little containers, which are just little plastic containers. I think BJ's a fan. BJ got these from Daiso as well if you're mixing paints. If you want to store paints for a longer term, the glass ones from Tamiya are much better than the plastic. But if you're just doing quick things, like this is the actual little container that I use for doing the panel lining for that.
Right.
You can just put it in there, mix it up, and away you go. And these little skewers, again from Daiso, I use these for weathering. Like the ends of them are good for scratching.
Scratching up.
But I also break them in half, and these are my paint stirrers.
That's a good point.
So yeah, you stir your paint, wipe it off, throw it in the bin.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Really good, and it's like $2 for a lifetime supply.
That's a very good suggestion, actually.
So those are really good.
Let's see what other people using to steal paints. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
There'll be all sorts of different tools, but that's definitely a good option. So
Yeah, well, I
let's
wonder
see.
what other people use, because you know there's all these. You can get electric ones. and-
Yeah, you can get all kind of different things. So,
Yeah. All right.
so we're number 4 now.
Number 4. Okay, I'm going to save the last one because that's
That's
really
the best
bizarre.
one for last.
I'll save the
absolutely.
best one till last. This.
I think it's not the best. I thought this was the best.
Oh no no
No,
no.
yet.
No.
Okay, so the best, the last is pretty phenomenal.
Oh, mind blowing. I recently went on a quest to try and get the best and quickest and nicest snow effects, and I tried lots of different products. Some of which I didn't like, and I thought, well, maybe a little bit too comical or a little bit oversized or not particularly versatile. And this is the best option that I came up with. So this is just good old-fashioned light modelling paste, which you can get at hobby stores. A clear gloss of some description, got the lacquer version here, but probably think that Tamiya acrylics probably, or the GSI version's probably best. And the Green Stuff World Realistic Snow Flock, I just think is the best looking snow.
The most realistic
powder.
one.
The most realistic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of versatile because you can mix it with this to get sort of a white sort of solid snow effect. You can sprinkle it onto the gloss to get that newly melted and refrozen ice effect, and anything in between, and then use the gloss to provide like a molten snow effect, which always happens around the boundaries. So
It'd be hard to see here. So
Yeah.
I struggle to focus. Let's see if you can focus there.
Oh.
There we go.
there we
Got
go.
it.
Yeah. So snow effects. So that's what I found has worked best. Again, really curious to see if anyone else has got any better options. We're all about, caring and sharing. So yeah, let us know in the chat or via Facebook or Insta if you've got some good recipes. And yeah, we'll give it a try.
Definitely. So that's a very impressive. Actually, it's probably hard to see on camera. Not sure how well you can see, but it's actually definitely looks real.
Yeah,
It looks like
I was-
fresh snow actually.
Yeah, I was really impressed. So that's another terrain challenge ticked off.
Absolutely.
And now,
Last one.
I hope
I don't
you're
even
ready.
know what this is going to be.
I
Actually.
hope you're ready for this.
I'm
this
ready.
This is a game changer. This is a real game changer.
Let's see.
This. Now, I'm sure everyone has spilled paint on their desk or knocked over glue or whatever. I know I have. I recently knocked over a whole bottle of Gaia Notes primer. It was like $16 worth of primer just everywhere.
You primed the desk.
I primed the desk, but I didn't prime the desk because I had one of these. Now, anyone who has a puppy or who has had a puppy knows exactly what these are. These are puppy nappies, and normally you put them on the floor and you toilet train your dog, but once your dog's not toilet trained, then you've got all these left over and you're like, what am I going to do with them? And so what I do with them is I stick them to my desk. And just like a nappy, these things are so absorbent that you can spill a pot of anything onto
And
these
stay in with like
and
an
it'll
absorb.
stay, and then you just go, oh damn, and then you just screw it up, throw it in the bin, put
Start
another
again.
one down. These are phenomenal. I've been using these for like years, and when people complain that my desk looks really messy and whatever, it's not messy. It's one of these. It's just got
Right.
paint and everything
That's a very
splattered
good
on
tip.
them. And so that is a tip you will not get anywhere else, folks.
Indeed.
But the Hearns Hobbies Friday afternoon feed. So available at your favourite pet store.
Indeed. Very
So there
good.
you go.
Fantastic.
5 tips and tricks
So that's the
for
fifth
scale
tip.
modelling.
Brilliant.